Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to pour on a 14 by 18 inch gallery wrapped canvas. This is actually Creative Mark, which comes from I think Jerry's Artorama. So it's a 14 by 18 good quality canvas. I've been kind of dying to do kind of a fire colored pour with black. Don't ask me why. I would imagine it would be just as beautiful on white. I could even do it on white. I do have the black already to go, so I could do it on black. But while I'm deciding which way I'm going to go, I do have Deco Art vintage brass in my cup here, left over from a class. And I had a little orange and yellow that are mixed together, a little bit of that, so it's kind of a peachy color. And then I have this little bit of a bright red left. And so this is going to be mixed brands. I'm going to do Arteza Crimson, which is a deeper red. I'm going to put roughly about an ounce of paint in there. Arteza are just fabulous. They're nice and rich and thick. Then I'm going to use Deco Art. This is Curb Appeal. So this is made for front doors and shutters. So it's probably got a glossier sheen. I'm going to use this yellow just to change it up a bit. It's not a bright yellow, it's kind of a buttery yellow. So this one I'm going to put a little bit more in the cup than I did with the red, because I'm just going to do a 1-to-1 ratio with this. I might put more than a 1 ratio on the Floetrol on this one, because the paint is so much thicker and creamier and denser and richer. So you can kind of expand it a little bit further with your Floetrol and make more of it and use less paint. And then I'm going to use Master's Touch from Hobby Lobby Orange. And I'm going to again use maybe an ounce or so of paint. And I'll thin this one out probably a bit more too with the Floetrol. So the 1-to-1 ratio will be with the yellow. And I'm going to probably do about 2 parts to 1 part on the red and the orange. So I'm going to go, they're all going to be about the same amount of mixture. That's Floetrol latex based, which means water based. I'm going to fast forward through the mixing. Okay, while I was mixing, I totally decided to try something different. I did add water to the Arteza paint, the crimson red, because you have to add water. It's so thick and rich. I did not add any water to the Curb Appeal Deco Art. It was really the perfect consistency. And that's going to be a glossier paint, like an enamel. That's going to be interesting. And then I didn't really add water to the orange either. And I don't have silicone in anything but the metallic vintage brass, the little peachy color, and this little bit of the brighter red. I am going to add a little bit of water to this because these paints have been sitting. I decided I'm going to use white and black. So again, this is a gallery wrapped deep canvas. I need at least 12 ounces of paint or more to cover the top and the sides. I got a little gnat flying around in here. That's unusual in my studio. So I decided I'm going to kind of do a little bit of white And I'm not sure if this white has the Deco Art satin enamel in it or not. I can't remember, so I'm just going to use it anyway. And I'm just going to kind of dump my colors. So I think I will just dump it right on here. Just kind of pouring it right into the center of it. This was the peachy butterscotchy color. And that's the vintage brass. I'm going to do this buttery yellow color. This crimson red. And this is a lot of paint. The white again. And then I'm going to go with black on top. Except for the black didn't stay on top. Isn't that interesting? So I got a lot of paint on here. I am going to heat it just to get rid of any air bubbles. I don't know how I'll like that white on top. I was really wanting the black on top. So we'll see how this pans out. It's going to be messy though, I can tell. Before I go any further, I'm going to move my puppy pad. I'm going to put down this plastic kennel liner because I want to keep my butcher paper clean. So I'm going to put some plastic down to protect my puppy kennel liner just from getting totally plastered with wet paint because I know there's going to be a lot of drips. Okay, let's tilt and see what happens. And I'm not going to do this slow. I'm going to do this faster than I typically do as well. And this may not do anything like I expect because I didn't put OGX in most of the colors. But I'm trying to remember if I did have Deco Art satin enamel in the white. I am not sure about. I do see things popping through. That's a good sign. And I did see a lump. I'm going to use my heat gun today. There's some cool things going on the sides. I'm hoping it will migrate underneath here. This is going to be one of those where it's going to take the drying time to figure out what's going to pop through. It's beautiful on the sides, so I'm just curious to see. So now I know what I want to do. I want to put the blow dryer on it where it blows it a little bit, just a bit. Okay, I'm going to stop with this It would have been interesting just to have left it the way it was at the very beginning after I tilted, but it would have taken quite a while for everything to kind of pop through. I do believe that I had some Deco Art satin enamel in the white because of all the stuff that's going on with the cells, but I'm going to let it just keep working. This is going to be one of those that changes over time. So I'm pleased with it. I could have left well enough alone, I am sure. I'm going to move this aside for a few minutes. But there it is. It's going to be pretty when it dries. See, I have all this leftover paint. So this is an 8x10 canvas. While I've got this paint color mixed up, I'm going to wet my canvas with white paint. This is just regular white, 1-on-1 with Floetrol. It's not the Deco Art enamel, it's just white. But while I have these pretty colors all mixed up, I'm just going to do a random smash with my leftover paint. You never know what something's going to look like until you try it, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of this buttery yellow. I'm going to do this crimson red. This beautiful dark red. And this bright orange. And this vintage brass. Just kind of in the center of it. And I'll take this white that's left in my cup that may be Deco Art enamel, I'm not sure. I'm just going to add it around here so I have plenty of white on my canvas. I'll trickle a little through there. So it looks like a kind of like an abstract right now. I've got this kitchen bag that I blew up with some air and a twist tie. It's not firm at all. It's kind of wobbly. I'm going to lay it down. Smash. Lift up. I really just wanted to see what would happen with the paint. I'm going to lift this black out in a few places where I splattered. Just wanted to see what it would do to make an abstract looking thing. You can always pull out some tendrils too if you want to. So these are like little mini pores. I'm going to take a balloon and just lightly press and roll out. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to do one more in this corner. It's really pretty on the balloon. Smash it on here. That's pretty. It's pretty on the plastic. I'll have to zoom out so you can see it. So now, so that's kind of interesting. Just little petal pores that were kind of rolled out with the balloon on the edges. And then you just kind of do some tendrils and things to make it look a little bit more abstract and pretty cool looking. So I'll call that one done. It's got some cool things going on in the center too. Got a little bit of that shimmer of that vintage brass. When you stamp a balloon and then stamp back off, a lot of times what you put back off is just gorgeous. But I've got a tray of wet paint that I'm going to leave there. I'm going to stamp these two puddles with the balloon. It's just gorgeous on the balloon. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Check out all the links below the video. I will post the dried pictures at the end of the video. These I will definitely keep. I will cut them out from the plastic. They will either be glued onto a piece of artwork or it will become jewelry. I will definitely keep these beautiful leftovers, no doubt. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.